Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over how to create a lens using Lens Studio. So, and this is for Snapchat. So Lens Studio is a downloadable software that Snapchat put out. So if we search for Lens Studio, we can go here, and we can do download now. There are, some things, you have to agree to this. That's the privacy policy, put your email in here. I'm just going to put my personal, check this box. And I'm going to, if you have a PC, download it like this. If you have a Mac, download it here. If you're working on the Mac computers in the Mac lab, it'll go into your downloads folder, and it does take a while for it to load. But we can click and drag it onto the desktop instead of the applications folder, and it should still work. If you try to drag it into the applications folder, if you're in the Mac lab, it probably won't work, but you can drag it onto the desktop. I may also have this step already done for those of the people using the Mac lab. I might actually have IT install Lens Studio before you even start this project too. So this might be something that you end up skipping altogether unless you're working from home. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our downloads folder in the dock here. And we can see the DMG file, Lens Studio, so let's double click on that. And we can actually click and drag this into the applications. If you're in the Mac lab and it isn't already in the applications folder, then just click and drag it onto your desktop. That'll work for this tutorial anyway. Then we can double click to launch that. I can also put it into my applications folder. It'll ask you a question, do you want to open this? Go ahead and say open. And this is kind of the inside of Lens Studio. I'll make it a little bigger. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and go back into our browser window, and let's search for any object that you might want to put over someone's face. So I've had people do like a disco ball before, I've had people do different food objects, I've had people do pretty much anything that's, as long as it's appropriate. I'm actually going to do a chicken nugget. I just want one nugget though, so this one looks pretty good. Actually, that one doesn't look so wonderful. Maybe this one. So once we find one in Google Images, let's do a control click on that on a Mac, or right click on a PC, open image in new tab. Let's try to get it at a decent size. Do another right click or control click on a Mac and save image as. We can put this in the downloads and put it in there as chicken. Chicknug is fine. Save that. Let's go ahead and go to removebackground.com. Search for remove background, and it's www.remove.bg. This will quickly upload that. We can quickly upload our image that we just downloaded with the white background. You should find something with a white background, hopefully, because the background remover online here does a really quick job of removing backgrounds that are solid colors. So go ahead and download this. That'll go into your downloads folder. And it should have the background removed, which is perfect. So we can go back into Lens Studio. I'm going to make my screen larger here. And this is kind of what it looks like when you get inside here. So we're going to go to New Project. It takes a little bit for it to load. Okay, and then here we go. There's some different areas in here. This is where we can kind of preview our lens. You can switch out the people here. You can actually put in object tracking as well. You can keep going down to look at these, but we're not actually going to do two people or anything like that. You can put two people in there, but we're just going to go to person one. The default person that is in here is fine. I just kind of wanted to show you that you can do that. This is where you can bring in files, I believe. This is sort of where you add effects and things like that. And this inspector helps you also to edit things. You'll see what we do with these panels as we move along in the tutorial. This is the 2D scene So it's kind of, this is like the viewer in here where we build things, and then this will preview in here. And you'll kind of see more as we move along. So we're going to start by going to the Resources tab and going to the plus button, and we can actually add in a file. So go to From Files, and I'm actually going to bring in that chicken nugget remove background one that we just did with the removebackground.com website. So that's in here. Next, we're going to go up to the Objects area here, the panel there, and click on the plus arrow again, and go to Face Effects, which we'll have to scroll down a little bit to find. And then we need to go to Head Binding right here under Face Effects. So when we did that, you can see that it actually brought in this face in the 2D scene ahead of us here. So let's highlight, make sure you highlight Head Binding. Just make sure that's highlighted in blue. You might want to change the name of it, but that's not really what we want to do here. And then go to the plus once again, once this is all highlighted, and go to General, which is under this tab here, and Image Object. And our 2D scene looks different now, but that's totally normal. Okay, the next step would be to go over here under the Inspector, Image Object. We want to go down in the Texture area right here, which is actually on default, but if we click on this, we can actually bring in our chicken nugget, which we brought in over here in the Resources, and push OK. And as you can see, that popped it into our preview. It's not looking quite right yet, but we will fix that. So to fix or adjust this, we actually have to go over here under Objects, go click on Face Occluder, and it'll take us into this view. And we can actually use the Move tool here and grab it by the teal area. And actually, no, maybe not. I always have an issue, kind of a hard time with this, but go back to Face Occluder. And, oh, we don't want to move it up and down, we want to move it. Oh, here we go. So grab it by the kind of yellow dot and just move the face. It's actually blue, but when you click on it, it highlights to kind of a yellow color. You can move the face behind the chicken nugget. So if we click on the actual nugget, or whatever object you brought in, we can actually kind of adjust the size a little bit. Maybe it's a little too big. If you move it out of the way, you can see the person's face there. I want mine to have a little bit of a neck, so I'm going to move it up a little bit and size it down slightly. And maybe I even rotate it a little bit to make it more straight. Not too straight though. Okay, once we get there, we can go to Head Binding right here, click on that, and then Add New right here, which is this plus button, and then Face Effects right here, and Face Inset, which is right here. And that will actually bring in a mouth. And it brought in the person's mouth that's behind the chicken nugget, and this will change depending on the person that's behind it. We can actually move it around a little bit. You know, maybe we want it to be a little bit bigger too. Like I want to make mine bigger. I think you have to push Shift on the keyboard so that it doesn't get distorted. And then over to the right here under Transform, Face Inset 1, you know, it says mouth here. But anyway, we can change the borders on it to not be so feathered. I'm actually going to bring my feathers down on some of these. That one really, I don't want them super feathered. I don't want them super sharp either, but somewhere around there looks pretty good. Okay, so we have our mouth in there. Now we can bring in the eyes. So if we click on Face Inset and do a control click, we can actually do a duplicate, and we can get a Face Inset 2. And we can, instead of mouth, we can do like left eye, and we can move it up here where we think the eye should be. And then we can do that again. So control click on this over here, duplicate. If you end up duplicating the whole thing, just delete it and try to just get the Face Inset. See how they're kind of nested under Binding 1, Face Inset Binding 1. So this one, we're going to make this one the right eye, and then we just need to move it over where we think our right eye should be. So yeah, this is looking pretty cool. And this is all I wanted you to do. I just wanted you to bring in a simple object and put it over the face, and then bring in the eyes and the lips. So actually, when you're done at this stage, we can do project info. So click on that, and this is where we kind of name our project. They kind of limit your characters. I'm going to try to put something in there that's sort of descriptive of what it is. I'm going to keep all of this stuff the same. I'm going to change this. This is basically just what is the, what's the icon going to look like. I'm just putting in a filler one. You can put in an actual icon that might relate to a chicken nugget or whatever type of object you brought in. I'm going to push apply. Lens preview, we can click on this next. It takes a little bit for it to load, but this is where we can add a preview so that when people are checking it out. I think a smile is good. You might have to scroll down to find the smile. Raised eyebrow is not going to work because it doesn't have eyebrows, but a smile will work because we do have the lips there. So I've chosen her. She moves her face around, it moves with her. So let's push apply. And I think that that is about all we have to do there. So that basically saved. Actually, I don't know if that's saved it or not. I'm going to save this. We can save this in, it'll automatically go in the Snapchat lens creation folder. If you can't save it, that's fine. I'm not going to actually save this, but I'm going to publish this lens next. And I'm automatically logging into Snapchat via my browser, but if you guys aren't logged in, then just log in using your Snapchat username and password, the same one that you use on your phone. If you have to reset that, you know, you might have to reset it. You might have to get into Snapchat on your phone. If you don't have it on your phone, you might have to download it on your phone first, and then remember your username and password. I took screenshots of my username and password, and it's in my files in my phone so that I could log in on my browser when I tried to submit my lens. So I'm going to do submit a new lens. Keep the name there. Lens tags, basically you can say these help Snapchatters find your lens. So chicken nugget, food, person, chicken. I don't know if I can do more. I think it says scan triggers. This helps them find your lens via scan. Add up to 3. So you can only add 3 anyway. We want to make this public, obviously, and then submit lens. And then you can go to manage my lenses, and this is where I would like you to take a screenshot for a grade. So if we do Shift Command 4 on a Mac, we can kind of get a click and drag, and make sure you get your username up there in the upper right corner. Make sure you get your lenses. This one has actually been approved, so it's public. This one's in review. These are all of my lenses. But also, when you're inside of Lens Studio, it'll tell you that you've uploaded it successfully. But I actually want you to take a screenshot of your lens as well in this preview window. So Shift Command 4, and just click and drag, hold down the whole time on your mouse, let up. So that's how you take a screenshot on a Mac. If you're on a PC, you might have to use the snip tool in order to take a screenshot of your lens and of the lens area within your Snapchat. Like I said, if you don't have Snapchat, you'll have to download it on your phone first and remember your username and your password so that when you go to submit a lens or publish lens within Lens Studio, that you can log in to using your browser with your username and password, the same one that you used on your phone. Some of you might have to end up resetting your password. But basically, I'm going to require you to give me these two files, this screenshot of your lens itself and this screenshot proving that you submitted it to Snapchat.